guys, it's the Real China Sister. I'm back with another video. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment below. Your girl's also on TikTok and Instagram as @TheRealChinaSister, so make sure you guys give me a quick follow on that as well. Tonight, as you guys can see, I'm gonna be giving you some tips on how to keep your kitty smelling fresh during your period. Now, just a little disclaimer, I'm gonna be using a lot of terms in this video that some might find disgusting, like bloody or heavy or things like that about the vagina area or the kitty, however you want to say it. I'm just letting you know up front before you be like, ew, why is she saying that? I'm saying that because this is a girl talk and we're talking about some feminine shit. Like, it is what it is. Who cares? You clicked on this video because you want to have like a better, I guess, kitty area or vagina routine for when you're on your period, or maybe you know you're a little more fishier down there when you're on your period and you're like, okay, what the fuck am I doing wrong? So now I'm here to let you know what you can do to keep your kitty smelling good during your period.
And if the beat live, you know Lil Juke made it.
So the first tip I'm going to give the ladies in how to keep your kitty smelling good during your period is going to be, you know, whether you're a person that use pads or you use tampons, whichever girl you are, if you're the girl that just uses tissue down there, you know, you got to change that often. You can't sit around all day with the same pad in your underwear or the same tampon inserted in you or the same piece of tissue sitting there all day. That's going to create a smell. Like, you got your vagina scent with the period scent and then it's old pad like it's just too much. Your vagina is like, what the fuck is going on down here? There's gonna be a malfunction and then it's gonna smell like bad fish or something down there. So sis, you know, you gotta change your pad or your tampon often throughout the day. Especially the girls that get heavy bleeding. You bleed a lot during your period. There are some girls that are, you know, they bleed lightly, they bleed heavily, or they just bleed like regular average in the middle. If you bleed a lot during your period, you know, you need to change your pad or tampon or tissue very often. So that can create a smell, sis. Maybe you need to change your pad like 3, 4, 5 times a day. I don't know. It depends on, again, what your blood flow is. So if you have a heavy blood flow, you probably need to change often. The second tip I'm going to give the ladies and how to keep your kitty smelling good during your period, and this is not something I really thought I would have to say, but I'm going to say it just to put it out there in case, you know, someone might be thinking differently. Sis, along with changing your pad, tampon, or tissue often, you gotta change your underwear. You can't sit around in the same underwear all day or for days at a time and wonder why your, you know, south area smells not so great while you're on your period. You know, you have to get a routine going. You can't just sit around in like the same pad and same underwear all day. Like, that's gonna create a smell. And again, I'm not judging, I'm just letting y'all know what's up. The third tip I'm gonna offer to the ladies and how to keep your kitty smelling good during your period is taking a shower. You know, you might have to shower a little bit more often when you're on your period. You know, sometimes with different women, you know, when your period comes on, your body odor might change or your body scent might change because, you know, there's a lot going on down there. You know, your body is going through a change for that week or that 5 days or how long your period is. So maybe you have to shower often. Again, maybe also the heavy bleeders. Y'all got to shower a little bit more often. You can't have like old blood or old little particles from blood sitting in your vagina or sitting on a pad and you're sitting on it all day. Like, that creates bad scent, creates a bad smell. So for example, ladies, you usually take 2 showers a day. Maybe while you're on your period, you got to take 3 or 4 showers a day. Maybe if you only take 1 shower a day, maybe you got to take 2 showers a day. Like, it all depends on what your body is doing. Every woman's body is different. Like, the vagina operates the same. It's a self-cleaning machine, but everybody's body odor is different. Everybody's body reacts differently to situations, you know, whereas one girl on her period, you know, she doesn't have a bad odor when she's on her period. She just smells like her normal self. Maybe the next girl, okay, when my period is coming, you know, I get a little funky or like something changes with my body scent. And I mean, that's normal. Like, things happen. Our bodies, everybody's body reacts differently to change. My fourth tip for the ladies and how to smell good during your period is to wipe properly. A lot of women, a lot of people period do not know how to wipe themselves properly. It can cause some body odor or some odor down there, and you do not want that, sis. You know, you don't want you're not wiping yourself correctly, you know, and there's some old blood. Like, you just want everything to smell good. When you're a heavy bleeder, I know so much about the heavy bleeder thing because when I first started my period, I mean, we're girls here, whatever. You know, when I started my period when I was younger, you know, I was a heavy bleeder. Like, I had a lot of blood all the time. And, you know, sometimes when you're a heavy bleeder like that, you know, you gotta wipe yourself 2-3 times to make sure that everything is all cleaned up down there. You know, everybody's body is different. But, you know, that is something I definitely remember. I remember having to, you know, wipe 2-3 times just to make sure everything's all good. So, ladies, if you got to wipe a little bit more often or, you know, really make sure everything's all good down there, do that. It's your vagina. Like, what is somebody going to say? My fifth and final tip for the ladies and how to keep your kitty smelling fresh during your period is feminine wipes. You know, it's important to carry feminine wipes on you, especially when you're outside running around and you're on your period, you know, especially if it's like a day, you know, you're having brunch with friends and you're on your period, or, you know, you're out at a party and you're on your period. You know, you want to have the little extra pad or tampon, or you really want your feminine wipes because, you know, after you wipe yourself and everything, after you go to the bathroom, you want to be able to do that extra just to make sure everything's good and fresh, you know, especially if you're in an environment where, you know, people might be sweating or, you know, you're dancing and you might be sweating. You don't want to smell terrible. Like, you don't want to smell like it's disgusting, like a bad odor, because it's one thing when it's like, all odor is bad odor, but you know, like when you have that fishy smell down there and then now you're sweating, you're running around, and I swear people are gonna smell that. I think that's a lot of the issue sometimes people don't recognize their own odor. I remember when I was in high school, there was this one girl that I always knew when she was on her period because she smelled terrible, like so terrible. And I'm like, God damn, like, why do you smell like that? And how do you not know you're smelling like that? I recognize that, you know, some people don't know that they smell, but that was period. Like, you know, when there's different types of must. Like, I'm not even joking right now. Like, there's body must, and then there's, okay, you smell like it's a period must. And that girl was, every time she was on her period, she smelled so fucking bad. I felt bad because I'm like her friend. No one's saying anything to her. Like, my mom is very blunt. My mother, if, you know, because sometimes friends don't want to tell you that. Sometimes friends don't want to tell you that. That's a super awkward conversation to have with anybody and let them know, you know, you're smelling or you stink or something is not like, you know, nobody wants to have that conversation. My mother, I mean, if your friends is not having the conversation with you, then your mother definitely should be having that conversation with you. Anything I needed to know or I wanted to know about myself, my mother has always been, listen, girl, that don't look right. If it is whack, that hairstyle is not cute. But my mom lets me know, like, straight up about anything I ask her opinion on. So, ladies, like, if you feel like you got a scent and you're not sure if you have a scent, maybe you ought to go to your mama. Maybe you ought to go to your mother and be like, Ma, let me know. Do I stink? You know, and maybe you don't want to go to your mother because maybe, you know, I don't know. Every household is different. Maybe you might feel like, well, I'm not going to ask my mother. Maybe I'm not going to ask my mother because maybe she's a little smelly too and she doesn't realize that she smells as well. So maybe you want to go to your friends and maybe you want to ask one of them, yo, be straight up with me. Do I smell or have I ever had a must to me? Like, let me know. You know, whatever makes you more comfortable, sis. But, you know, feminine wipes is definitely something important to have on you when you're on your period and you're traveling about or even in the house. Like, it's just very important, especially when you at work. Like, I know a lot of us is working from home and everything right now, but people that's at work, essential workers, like, you know, you want to have some feminine wipes on you just in case, because you never know. But yes, those are my 5 tips for the ladies and how to keep your kitty smelling fresh during your period. You know, and another thing, you know, while your period is going and everything, like, you don't need to douche anything like that. Like, again, I don't recommend douching. Any gynecologist will tell you not to douche, but I do recognize there are some women out there that use Summer's Eve and all that douche and stuff. Do not do that while you're on your period. Like, that doesn't even sound like a good idea, shoving things up you like while your vagina is trying to release and everything. So that doesn't sound like a good idea either, you know, when we talk about keeping our vagina smelling fresh and operating right. Yes, that's my video for the ladies. Make sure you comment below and tell me you guys' opinion. Tell me what you guys do to keep your kitty smelling fresh during your period or whatever. If you've gotten this far, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, like this video. See you guys soon.